Hello, everybody. What's going on? How are you all doing? Hey. How are you all doing? Hey. Today, we're going to be talking about how to become a master of your craft. Okay? Hey. How y'all doing? Y'all doing good? Let me know in the chat how y'all feeling. I'm excited. I just sent out a text message to everyone that's on my text message list. So if you're on my SMS list, you're probably going to get a notification that I just sent the text. But do me a favor and share this live stream out with like 2 to 3 people that could benefit from this live stream. I'm very excited to have this conversation with you all. I am going to introduce myself here in a moment, but I really want to talk about how to become a master of your craft, right? I think that when we see the greats, we don't get to see how they study. We don't get to see why they study certain things. And so I'm very excited to reveal something to you all here in a moment. So do me a favor and share this out with 4 or 5 people. And then I want to thank you all for getting on the live stream. And I also want to tell you how I'm feeling, because I've seen some of that in the chat. Y'all was asking me how have I been feeling? I've been feeling okay. I think I'm getting back to a place where I'm not allowing people's behaviors to dictate mine. Does that make sense? That's what I've been dealing with. How do I not allow how other people show up for themselves to affect how I show up for myself? And if I'm being honest, one of the things that I experience often is when people tell me that they're overwhelmed, it makes me shrink. I know that's like, what? That's true, y'all. When people tell me that they get easily overwhelmed by me, it makes me shrink and not want to show up as much, because I'd be like, well, I know I'm going to talk about something advanced. I know I'm going to talk about something that's over people's head. And so because I know I'm going to be talking about something that's over people's head, people tend to get overwhelmed by consuming me. Does that make sense, everybody? Just put yes in the chat if you get what I'm saying. Like, I am a high level thinker. That means I'm always studying. I'm always learning. I'm always trying to master something. And so typically when I come outside, AKA deal with other people, people tend to be overwhelmed by me. And that was honestly making me shrink, right? It was making me shrink. And so what I mean by shrink was I wasn't going live as much. I wouldn't share certain resources or things that I learned because I didn't want to overwhelm people. And I realized that I wasn't serving me, right? I was getting lost in it, and I was getting emotionally drained, because whenever I wanted to introduce a new concept, people would be like, "Oh my God, it's too much. It's too much. It's overwhelming. It's too much. It's overwhelming. It's too much. I mean, it's so much. I mean," and then when people leave the launch circle, that's one of the number one things that they say. It's like, "Oh my God, it's too much information. It's good information, but it's too much." And what I started to do was I started to mimic that behavior. So if people were getting overwhelmed, I would get overwhelmed with trying to not overwhelm them. Does that make sense? And so that made me not show up as much. It made me not go live as much. It made me not have fun with what I love, which is marketing. I love teaching marketing. I love teaching business. I love this thing. And I allow myself to get consumed in other people's inability to consume me, which allow me to shrink myself. Does that make sense? People's inability to consume me allowed me to shrink myself, right? And so I had to, 1, forgive myself. 2, I made a prayer today to God saying that, like, hey, I'm going to show up whether they get it or not. One day they'll get it, and it is what it is. I am what I am. I am a super learner. I love to learn. I'm going to bask myself in that. And I'm going to continue to show up, whether it's 5 people on here or 50 people in here. I'm going to continue to teach advanced tactics, advanced marketing strategies, because the truth be told, especially Black-owned businesses, we are behind. So if you're overwhelmed, get under. Like, you should, if you're overwhelmed, it's because you're learning something you don't know, right? And so when you're learning something that you don't know, it's easy to get overwhelmed. But oftentimes, you all don't take time to consume and apply what you're learning, hence overwhelm, right? So I'm not going to go down the entire rabbit hole on overwhelm, because I got an entire video on my YouTube channel on how to deal with overwhelm. And I'm just going to start referencing that to people. When people start telling me they overwhelmed, it's too much, it's a lot, blah, blah, blah. Like, I'm just going to be like, go to YouTube, watch that video, and, good riddance. Like, I just can't consume myself with people's inability to keep up, because people's inability to keep up was slowing me down on so many levels. And I started shrinking, and I was just like, I said a prayer to God today. I was like, God, I don't want to be small. I want to embrace all essence of me. I don't want to get caught up in how people perceive me and how they consume me, and then let that reflect how I show up, right? Hey, Rochelle. Me and Rochelle was talking this morning about my prayers that I've been having. So anyway, you all are going to see more of me. I'm probably going to get on here and talk about stuff you want to hear, and I'm probably going to talk about shit you don't want to hear, right? So just know that when I come live, I'm going to give you some sauce, whether you prepare for it or not, whether you ready for it or not, right? So I just wanted to make sure that you all understand that I'm not shrinking anymore. So if you can't keep up, you might have to find someone who teach a little bit slower. You might have to find someone who's teaching old stuff or teaching you one task at a time. It won't be me. Okay. So anywho, let's get to the topic at hand. I'm going to introduce myself, and then we're going to get into today's content. So my name is Audria Richmond. I'm a marketing and launch strategist. I really work with dope people who want to become the obvious choice of their industry, right? People come to me and our company when they want to become or remain the obvious choice of their industry. And we do that through our programs, the Launch Circle, our mastermind, and we work with our clients in various ways, right? And so you will notice that there is no link. There's no link in my bio, okay? I'm not here to sell you anything today, okay? Oftentimes I have something to sell, but today I want to be a geek today. Can I just be a geek? Put geek in the chat, okay? I just want to be a geek. That's what I want. I want more geeky moments. I want to be able to tell y'all what I'm learning, what I'm doing, and not feel like people feel like, oh my God, it's too much. So today I'm giving myself the autonomy and the freedom to have this conversation with you, because I feel like somebody gonna benefit today from what I have, right? And so I'm gonna stop being a geek in private and start sharing my geekiness, okay? So let's get geeky, okay? Let's get geeky. So anywho, today's topic is about how to become a master of your craft, right? How do you become a master of your craft? How many of you all feel like you're the best in the world at what you do? Put me in the chat. I should see a lot of me's, okay? I should see a lot of me's. So let me know if you feel like you are the best in the world. I'm talking about at whatever you do, you like, I am the best. I will smoke anybody who think they do anything remotely close to what I do. That's the level of confidence that you have to have, and that's the level of confidence that's required to make high income from people, right? If you don't think you're the best, people don't want to work with the lamest. People don't want to work with the people who don't believe. People don't want to work with non-believers. People don't want to work with whack people. People don't want to work with people who don't edify themselves or believe in themselves. Who wants to go to a church right? Let's think about a church for a second. Who wants to go to a church and learn from a pastor that don't even believe in the Bible that they preaching from? They don't believe in God, but they come into church every Sunday. Don't nobody wants to be under any leadership from anybody who don't believe in themselves, right? And so you have to ask yourself, are you the best in the world at what you do? And if you have said that you are the best at what you do, then are you demonstrating that you are the best? How does your website say you're the best? Does your social media say you're the best? Have you created any type of intellectual property that say you are the best? I'm talking books, courses, digital products, PDFs, checklists, SOPs, worksheets. I'm talking about any type of intellectual property. What have you done? What have you created to share with the world that demonstrates, that shows people that you are the obvious choice? When we talk about becoming the obvious choice, we have to understand that some people may perceive you as being arrogant, right? Like, oh, you must think you all that, hell yeah. You must think, yeah. Because let me tell you something. I was listening to a influencer person, right? And one of the things that he was saying in his YouTube video, he was saying that people were like, oh my God, everything just come to you so effortlessly. You must be AI. And he's like, no, I'm RI, real intelligent. And when I tell you, that struck a chord in me, because I was just like, oh, yes. Some of you all eat, breathe, sleep your expertise. That means that you're going to every conference you can around what you say you know how to do. You're looking for certifications and programs to edify what it is that you do. You're always reading books. You're always consuming content. You're always doing something to become the best. People who don't believe that they are the best aren't reading books. They aren't going to conferences. They're not investing in courses. They're not showing up. They don't believe they are the best. So they act like they're not the best. And they act like they're not the best because they're not going live. They're not creating content. They won't publish IP. It's just like they don't believe yet, right? And I said yet, meaning there's an opportunity for you to believe. So how do you become a master at your craft? Number one, you have to be crystal clear on what you want to be known for, right? You have to be crystal clear on what you want to be known for. What does that mean? Well, for me, I want to be known as the best marketer, meaning I don't want to be so, I feel it. You know how you got a groove going on and you feel something, you're like, okay, I'm feeling it. Thank you for the badge, right? Let me say this. I don't want to be known as a traditional marketer. I want to be known as a uncloned, registered trademark, uncloned marketer. What does that mean? That means I don't market like everybody else. What does that mean? I don't talk like everybody else. What does that mean? I'm not doing what everybody else is doing. What does that mean? That means that I'm challenging the norms every opportunity that I get, right? And oftentimes, and I'm guilty of this. I am so guilty of this. Sometimes we will start to believe in ourselves and our ideas and what it is that we're doing. And then somewhere along the line, we get distracted. And we somehow get morphed back in to basic stuff. Basic people with basic formulas and basic frameworks that we forget who the hell we are, right? Like I just told you when we first got on this live stream that I allowed myself to shrink because my community was getting overwhelmed with all of this goodness I was giving them. They couldn't keep up. And so because they couldn't keep up, I was shrinking myself, right? So that's why I said we're all guilty of getting, trapped in this whirlwind of society and what they tell us we should or shouldn't be. And so I want to give you permission to have the level of confidence that's required for you to become the obvious choice of your industry. If this is making sense, just put yes in the chat, right? If this is making sense, put yes in the chat. So I want to tell you why I recently spent $516.26 on old ass advertising books. Can I tell you? Can I tell you? Just put a 1 in the chat if I can tell you. I want to share with you why I spent $516.26 on old advertising books. Okay? Now, if I said I want to be the best, right? If I said I want to be the best, then that means that I have to operate like the best. What would the best do? The best, the average would just study trends. But the best studies history. Let me say that again. The average studies trends. Okay? The best, the magnificent, the most awesomeness studies history. Okay? That's the biggest difference between people who dabbling in it and people who are making it official, right? So if I call myself a marketer and if I'm saying that I want to become the obvious choice, and if I'm saying that I am the obvious choice, then that means that I have to operate differently. That means that I have to go places that people don't even think to go, right? So I recently spent $516.26 on old advertising books. If you want to see it, put a 2 in the chat, okay? If you want to see them, put a 2 in the chat. I'm finna show you. I'm finna blow y'all mind, okay? So, and before I show you these books, right? Before I show you these books, how many of you all know some people who would say, oh my God, you spent $500, that's too much? How many of you all know those people? Like, oh my God, why would you do that? Why would you go and buy old advertising books? That's dumb. Like, what's the reason? $500, girl, I could spend that on getting my hair done. I could get that. I could go get a purse for $500. Like, I could go put down on this trip to go XYZ. Like, I'm not spending $500 on some old ass advertising books. Like, why would I do that, right? The people who want to, I already told you, the best study history. In order to understand why we do what we do in 2024, we need to figure out what the hell were they doing back then? And how do we get to where we are today? It's kind of like you have to go back and look at the timeline and look at the roots and look at why things became what they are, right? So I'm going to show you some advertising books. Y'all ready? I'm going to show you. It's going to take me, it's a lot of them. Okay, I told y'all we was going to have a geeky session. All right, it's a whole lot. Okay, just put a whole lot of marketing in the chat. Okay, it's a whole lot of marketing that I'm about to show you. Okay, check this out. Check this out. Y'all see this? Look at this. Y'all see this? It's a whole lot of marketing, okay? It's a whole lot of marketing. I went back and I purchased all the advertising books that I could find from all of these ages. It was part of a collection, okay? Look at this. I'm finna show you each one, okay? I'm finna show you each one. Y'all ain't ready. Y'all ain't ready. If you ready, put a 2 in the chat, okay? How many of y'all geeked out right now? How many of y'all getting excited? I know we got some people on here excited. Y'all, I have been glued to these books, okay? I have been glued to these books. Y'all, I'm going to blow y'all socks off, okay, with this live, okay? So, I'm going to go through each one, and I'm going to show you, okay? So, give me 1 second. Let me put these back. Excuse me. Okay. I'll show you this one last. I just purchased this one. Okay. This one was already pre-owned from someone else. This was the only one out of all of them that I could not buy new. I spent $137.79 on this book. It was pre-owned. It's a collectible, and I could not get it anymore, right? So, can y'all see this? It's a all-American ads from the 20s. Okay? So let me show you this. Y'all, imagine a huge book of advertising. Now, you may be thinking like, why would you own these books? It's so much we can learn, y'all. How were people communicating in the 20s when they wanted to sell something, right? Like, how do you introduce the color TV for the first time? How do you introduce electronics and electronic appliances? How do you introduce a new alcohol? How do you introduce a new way of life, right? How do you introduce a new car? How do you talk about a new car, right? So let me show you, y'all. This book is golden, okay? So let me find a old ad, okay? So this ad that I'm about to show you is from 1922, right? 1922. So check this out. Can y'all see this? This is a Coca-Cola ad. Y'all see that? Dope, right? So, this is what the ad say. The answer to thirst after play. Think about that. Ain't that cool? The answer to thirst after play. And look what they're showing. They showing her playing, and it's a guy holding up a cup of Coke. How many of you all know that some current beverages companies could do something cool like this, right? Like they knew that, like, hey, after you get through having fun, drink this Coke. Now, obviously, this was in 1922, right? So don't get caught up in like, man, I don't want to work out and drink a Coke. But that's how they marketed a Coke in 1920s. They probably wouldn't put a Coke in that same environment in 2024. But again, this is how they were communicating their product in order to sell it, right? So let me show you another ad. Okay, are you all familiar with Campbell's pork and beans? Check this out. Can y'all see that ad? Look at that. Ain't that cool? That is from Studying the Evolution. Okay? So it says America's most popular beans now better than ever before. And then best known, best liked, most bought. And and this is another thing, y'all. They took their time talking about their product back then. Right? You will notice that advertising actually stopped using as much copy as the decades progressed to where we are now. Like if you open up a magazine, I think I'm gonna try to find one, but like if you open up a magazine for 2024, people hardly ever talk about their product. You know what people do? They pull out the product and be like, I don't want to promote this product, but let's say this the product. People will have this like give me 1 second. Let's say this the ad, right? They'll put this watch this. Hold up. Counting is cool. And then they'll have no website. This will be the ad. Okay? This will be the ad. It ain't gonna tell you nothing, but it's gonna say counting is cool. It's gonna show this. It ain't gonna have no website. It ain't gonna have no coupon code. It ain't gonna have no why I need to buy it. It ain't gonna talk about how they came up with this color. It ain't gonna talk about what the calculator can do. It's just gonna be on a little ad. It's gonna just say counting is cool. So look, I'm just telling you. No, I didn't write in the book. No, I wrote on this. That's funny, right? So people don't have the patience anymore to talk about their own product. Okay? People don't even have the patience anymore to talk about their own product. We make assumptions that people are supposed to know how to use the thing we created. See, this is why I love launching. Because launching ain't nothing but a big old education event, right? Come to my event so I can introduce you to my thing. I want to take my time to tell you about, I want to set my product up with the best, you know what I'm saying, with the best showcase that I can give it. And I want to edify my own product. I want to talk about my product. I want to talk about the features of my product. I want to talk about the benefits of my product. I want to go there with you. Some of you all are trying to talk about your product in 60 seconds, 30 seconds, 90 seconds, aka reels and shorts. Y'all, some stuff, I literally just had this conversation with one of my mastermind clients. So the reason that some of you all aren't selling like you could be selling is because you're using the wrong medium to explain your greatness. You're using the wrong medium to explain your product and service, right? Like it's like, oh, let me give you a few tips real quick, and then that's gonna make you want a $30,000 thing. No. Like, people got to feel you, get to know you, understand why you do what you do, study you a little bit more, and you can't do that in 60 seconds. And I don't care if you got a whole goddamn page of 1,000 60-second videos. People don't want to pull together your expertise. Sometimes people want to consume your expertise in a sequential manner. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I know that's old school, but I'm telling you, y'all, it works. It works. So anyway, I'm going to show you one more ad from the 20s. Y'all remember this place called, y'all remember this place called Macy's? Do anybody shop at Macy's? Look at what Macy's was promoting. They was promoting new tools they had. You see that? Like this new collection. So, anywho, it's amazing if you go back and look at the history of how they, like, look at this. This is a stove. Look how they introduce a stove. Y'all see this? So, again, they took their time to talk about these products because they knew they didn't have, and that's another thing. Another reason you see that these marketers like took their time back then is because they didn't have a second, third, fourth, fifth impression. Sometimes these companies could not keep running an ad every single week or create a social media post every single day. Let me ask you this. If you knew you only could create one masterpiece of content to sell your products and services, what would it be? If you could only create one piece of content, not 365 pieces of content, and if some of you all are doing 2 to 3 pieces a day, let's say if you're doing 3 pieces of content times 365, that's 1,095 pieces of content. If you've done 1,095 pieces of content and you still ain't sold something, what does that say, y'all? What does that say? Think about it. If you only could pick one piece of content, just one, to talk about what you do, how you do it, and get people to buy from you, how would you approach it? Right? So anyway, this is the 20s All-American ads. Okay? Okay, next one up. The 40s. Y'all see this? The 40s. Okay? So now we are in the 40s. I just showed you the 20s. So let me show you this. I like going to the consumer ads because it just makes everything make sense, right? That's cool. Let's see. Oh, that's super cool. All right, y'all. Hold on one second. Okay. Y'all remember Branch Candy? Look at that. This is an ad for Branch Candy. Okay? That corn candy. Y'all see this? This book is from the 40s. Okay? That ad is from the 40s. It say, pick branch candy corn and you pick the finest. Like, think about how they edified themselves. They just let y'all know off the rip. If you eat our candy corn, we are the best, right? Like, we the best. They telling you right there in the ad. And so, let me show you another ad. Let me show you like a beauty ad, like a fashion ad. Let's see how they did this. Like, they was selling people into the army, like telling people to join the army and all of that good stuff. Like, y'all remember Cheez-Its? Look at Cheez-Its. You see it? They got the whole family on this joint. They knew this was a family affair, okay? Look, they got the whole family on here. This is what it said. They said we're already the largest selling cheese cracker in America. Okay? They were just letting you know off the rip. We already claimed this. So if y'all think y'all finna come behind us, going on about your business, right? And then it said because lots and lots of cheese flavor. Many uses tangy and delicious, right sauce, convenient packages, popular price. Everybody loves it. Good old time. And then they showing you the entire family loving Cheez-Its. Why? Because they wanted everybody to buy in. If the baby girl like it, the baby boy gonna like it, the wife like it, the husband like it. They want the whole family to eat these Cheez-Its, right? So anyway, I really want y'all to like check this out, right? So this is the 40s. Okay? This is the 40s. Now, let me show you the 50s. Okay? I showed you the 20s, the 40s. Now we got the 50s. Okay? Now, let me show you an ad from the 50s. I had put a thing here. So, check this out. They were selling TVs back then. Look at this. You see them selling a TV back in the day? This is how they sold the TVs back then. Y'all, this is so cool to me. Like, and then I'm going to show you a consumer ad. Like what they were selling back then. This is crazy. Look how they sold these ties back then. Like, this is so much fun. If y'all enjoying this, put a 2 in the chat. I'm trying to see if I want to show you one more from this era. This is super cool. Look at how Delta Airlines was advertising back then to get people to come to Miami. Look at that. How they was advertising to get people to come to Miami. They showed the plane. They showed people getting off the plane. They showed people having fun. Now, this book is from the 50s. This is how they do that. Why the women in the tie ad? Because look at it like this. Women, even though the men made the money, the women were they were the ones that would go out and buy stuff for the house. And so if you look at a lot of advertising, especially for home stuff, you will always, like, the woman, earned the clothes and got the stuff ready for their husbands. They cooked the food. They made the meals, things like that. So just keep in mind that, like, even though if the man is taking care of the household, 9 times out of 10, especially if it's like a stay-at-home mom or someone who stays at home, their primary job back then was the kids, the husband, and food, and making sure the house was good. So you would notice that, like, all of the appliance ads, all the refrigerator ads, things like that, that was advertised to the women. Okay? And this is another thing, too. You have to also look at how advertising changed over the years depending on who they was targeting. Right? So, like, if you go back to the beginning, let me show you. Let's look at so Let me show you this. Look at Cadillac. You see how Cadillac is advertising this car for Christmas? Y'all see that? Why would Cadillac be advertising for Christmas? They wanted husbands to buy cars. They wanted families to buy Cadillacs for Christmas, right? And it's like the Christmas they'll never forget. It's like, come to your Cadillac dealer. Like back then when they were selling these cars, like they took their time talking about the car, right? I remember seeing one of these that was like, hey, you know, this is the family car. This is the traveling car. This is the road trip car. Whatever they wanted people to do in the car, they wanted to make sure that that was conveyed, right? We need to stop for gas. I filled it last week. Let's see. Man, this stuff's so good, y'all. Oh, listen to this. So what happened in the 50s? Do y'all remember? Hold up, before I say this, give me 1 second. Do anybody know what happened? Do anybody know when the atomic bomb happened? I don't think it happened in the 50s, but it happened around the 50s. Hold on 1 second. Do anybody know when the atomic bomb happened? It was the 40s or 50s. It's around that time. Yeah, in the 40s, late 40s, right? And so when the atomic bomb is, hold on, let me see, atomic bomb in America. I know my friend out here, Rochelle. Girl, what is it? What year was that? When they did what day was that? They just did a whole movie on it. Y'all know what I'm talking about? 45. It was in the 40s, right? So, back then, people were really scared around, like, the radiation and all of the stuff that happened around that time, right? Look at this. They said houses for, listen to this, houses for the atomic age. Do y'all see that? Houses for the atomic age. Listen to this headline. The headline said, now you can protect precious lives with an all-concrete blast-resistant house. Would anybody need to say that now in 2024? No, right? However, back then, man, we might get blasted to pieces. Is my house going to be protected? I do not want to get my family blown up. Does that make sense? So back then, they knew that like that was still on people's mind when they were considering buying homes. So anyway, another cool thing about these books is that you will see the history of like what was important, what was going on, the whole nine, right? So anywho, I really do hope y'all see this as being super cool, right? Y'all remember Dairy Queen? Look at this ad from Dairy Queen from back in the day. So, anywho, that's the 50s, okay? Now, I'm going to go a little bit faster. This is the 60s, okay? This is the 60s. So, now that we're in the 60s, one of the things you will notice is that, once you start getting into the 60s and all of that, they start doing a lot of mail order, where you had to, like, mail in for catalogs and things like that. I remember seeing a Ray-Ban ad in here. So, are y'all familiar with Ray-Ban? Look at this. This is Ray-Ban. Y'all think Ray-Ban just came out? Nah, baby. Look at that. That's from the 60s. And then Ray-Ban still got the same logo. Can y'all see that? Ray-Ban still got the same logo. Exact same logo. So, the name of these books are called All American Ads. I got the 20s, the 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s. I'm finna showing y'all some more. Now, All right, I want to show y'all some of the fashion back then. That's when there was marketing B2B. Look at this. This is an ad from Sunbeam, and this is when they was marketing electronic appliances. Okay, so look at that. The can opener, the iron, the clock. Can y'all see that? This was from the 60s. So it said the best electronic appliances made. And then it had Merry Christmas. And then it show you how you can gift all of these different appliances as Christmas gifts. Here's a ad with a black woman in it. And it said cold powder laundry detergent. Look at this. Y'all see that? I know Rochelle is going crazy right now. Y'all see this? Look at this. Now, other thing you will notice too, back then, when black women were in ads, they used their natural hair. It was very rare that they use weaves and things like that. Back then, if you look at a lot of advertising, we had afros. Like, we really embraced our beauty, right? Like, we embraced our beauty. Let me go back. And look at this. This ad's so pretty. Look at this ad. Ain't that pretty? Look at that. That pattern. That'd actually be dope for somebody to make now. Y'all, I'm telling you. Like, you can get graphic design ideas from these books. You can get copy ideas from these books. You can copy as in what they wrote, right? You can get design ideas, offer ideas. Like, you could do so many cool things, right? Let me show you another thing. They still talking about the airlines and all of that. Let me see if I can find y'all one more photo in this joint from the 60s. Look at how they advertised movies back then. Y'all see that? You see this? Like, that was a movie poster for Elvis movie. And then this shit is so nice. Oh my God. That's funny. Oh, y'all remember the encyclopedias? The world books? Look at this. Look how they advertised the encyclopedias back then. Right. Elvis was taller than illustration. Y'all see this? Like, man, this is too cool. This is too cool. And then, I remember they had like a partnership on here. But anyway, so that's from the 60s, okay? This is from the 60s. Now, 70s, okay? Now we coming up a bit. Y'all want to see some ads from the 70s? Check this out. Okay? Look what I went to. Flag Brothers Men's Fashion by Male, okay? It's called Flag Bros Men's Fashion by Male. Look at this. Look at all these black men, what they had on. You see that? Y'all see that? You see the mail order form? How they sent in their orders back then? Pre-Shopify, okay? Back then, if you wanted to order from a catalog, you had to call Okay? You had to call on the phone or send in, you had to clip out like a little coupon and mail in your order. Y'all remember that? Back in the day? Right, he had the red bottles, okay? Soul Brother #1. Look at this. That's pretty intense. Look how they advertised these socks back then. Y'all see this? Y'all see this? Look how they advertised these socks back then. Now, people don't even put the socks on people. They just mock them up and throw them on the site. Like, you rarely ever get to see people in the socks, right? Let's see. Okay, that's nudity at its finest. Can't show you that one. All right. Look at this, y'all. This is a Sears ad. They were selling shoes for $3.97 a pair, okay? They were selling shoes for $3.97 a pair. Look at that. You see that? You see that? That's a Sears ad. And you see how they showed the colors and the variety and all of that stuff? This is a McDonald's ad from back in the day. Y'all see that? the good old days. Y'all see that? So, look, I think the, let me go back. I think I want to show y'all. Hold on. I think it's in here. I wanted to show y'all. Look at how they advertised this lazy rocker back in the day. You see this black family with the lazy rocker. So they got the lazy boy on this side, but then they introduced the lazy rocker. You see how they got the rocker with the family? She rocking the baby in their joint. So I'm trying to keep from tearing up the book, okay? I know y'all see me over here having like a little marketing attack. I'm so excited about this. Look at this. Look at this black woman. Y'all see her with the makeup? You see that? She was rocking that makeup. Look at this. It say Royal Shield Naturals lead a fuller life. Look at this ad. Y'all see that? Check this out. Y'all see that? So, super geeky. I know. I think now Rochelle don't have a Star Trek orgasm. Look at this. Star Trek the motion picture when it first came out. You see that? The Star Trek, Rochelle. You see that? So even the movie posters back then was cool, right? And look at this. Y'all remember the Atari? Look at that. I'm telling y'all, you can learn so much from this. But anyway, this is from the 70s, okay? Now, we're about to go into the 80s, okay? We got any 80s babies? Now I feel like I'm getting closer to my people, okay? We got any 80s babies on here? All right, so this is from the 80s. We're about to get into it. I was born in 86. Okay, I'm an 80s baby. I was born in 86. All right. So check this out. Look at this. Y'all remember Indiana Jones? Look at Indiana Jones back in the day. He was young on that joint. He ain't that young now. All right. Let me show you. Let me go back here. Man, they got so much stuff in this joint. I'm trying to show y'all something that I know everybody would know what it is. That's a popsicle ad. I want to say Michael Jackson Thriller was in here, if I'm not mistaken. Like when his album came out, his music album. All right, everybody remember Ghostbusters, right? This is the ad for Ghostbusters back then. Y'all see that? No, he ain't that young now. I mean, hey, you know, I'm telling the truth. Look at this, y'all. Camcorders. Can you imagine back then, like our phones today can do what these things did back then? This is crazy. Right. That was, y'all remember Hulk Hogan? Yep. Pretty in Pink. Y'all, I'm finna really take it back. Y'all ain't ready for this one. Did anybody have the Garfield phone? Did anybody have a Garfield phone? Did anybody have a Garfield phone? Like, or a phone that was a character? You said, damn, I'm feeling a little dated. Hey, Lisa, we just going back to a time, you know what I mean? Y'all remember this phone? The Panasonic joint? When you had to open up the antenna to talk on it? Man, you talking about going back in the time? Man. Look at how man, I'm really finna show some age. Y'all finna be mad as hell. Look at this. Look at the stereo, son. Everybody had one of these joints. Like my grandma had one of these joints. We go over grandma's house, she'd be over there like jamming. Y'all remember this? Look, I know y'all reminiscing. Y'all done forgot all about this stuff. Y'all like, damn. Man, I know y'all remember the Magic Etch-a-Sketch. Y'all remember the Etch-a-Sketch? Y'all see that? I don't think I ever remember drawing anything on that joint. I was like, I don't know if this works. I don't think this works. Now look at this, y'all. Michael Jackson had his own little player through a partnership. So this was collaboration back then. Look at this. Y'all see the Michael Jackson music player? Y'all see it? Man, I ain't drawn nothing on that joint. Y'all, I'm having too much fun. All right, we're going to get to the 90s here in a second. I had to take y'all back down memory lane. Let's see what else we got. All right, y'all remember? Okay, so y'all remember when MTV had the exclusive for Michael Jackson's the short film? Y'all remember that, right? So this was the ad for it. MTV is out to get is out to get you with Michael Jackson's Thriller, a short film directed by John Landis. Can y'all see that? This is how they advertised it back then. The Thriller John. Y'all see this? I'm telling y'all, this John is like, this is crazy. Excuse me. But anywho, let me see if I can find one more thing. Right. Typography is on 1,000. Let's see. All right. Some of this stuff is a little raunchy. They even got some raunchy ads in here too. So I can't show y'all that for obvious reasons, but they do have a little raunchy in here. Okay. So anyway, that's the 80s. Okay. Now, 90s. Okay. Can y'all see this? The 90s. Now, in the 90s, I want to show y'all something. So, y'all remember this? On HBO, Michael Jackson. And then look at how Larry King was advertising his show back then. Y'all see that? Look how young he was. Well, he probably wasn't that young, but he looked kind of young. Cause he was up there when he passed. Man, so much stuff in this joint. I know y'all remember like the camcorders, the cell phones, all that good jazz. But anywho, I'm gonna show y'all like 2 more things from this, and then we're gonna let it go. So y'all remember the Game Boy? Look at the Game Boy. The Game Boy. I know we got some video game players on here, okay? Let me know if we got some video game players on here. Let's see. Now, this Versace ad, Versace has an ad in here. I gotta find it. But Versace has an ad in here. Oh, look at this. So y'all remember when Holyfield went against George Foreman? Y'all remember that? Look at this. This was the pay-per-view ad. Y'all see it at the top. Pay-per-view guide, and then they showed you the battle between them. So, anywho, the moral of the story is that if you are going to become a master of your craft, you have to go and study the history, the origin of your work. Whatever you say you are a pro or an expert in, do you know the history, the origin, the evolution of it? So, hopefully, y'all found some value today in my live stream. And thank y'all for allowing me to have a geeky moment. Okay? Thank you all so much for allowing me to have a geeky moment. Do you all have any questions? If so, I will take a few questions. And if not, we will call it a day. But if you have any questions, let me know in the chat. Okay? That was fun. Right. That was fun. This is the kind of stuff I love doing. I love learning. I love watching courses. I love looking and researching new things. Like, I get such a high and a joy out of it. Because I remember when I didn't know these things, I was broke as a joke. And I think the reason, like for me, you know, when you go to school, you have to learn whatever the school tell you to learn. Right? They create the curriculum for you. And so typically you don't really get to love learning because you probably is learning something you don't have an interest in. But when you become an adult, you have full autonomy to learn whatever the hell you want to learn, right? And me knowing that like whatever I want to know is in a book, all I got to do is go buy the book, study it, read it, listen to it or whatever. Like I just don't understand why like I saw how many of you all seen when what's her name? Missy Elliott, they just dropped I think they dropping it tomorrow. But she just announced that she going on tour, right? Missy Elliott. And I remember I saw someone in the chat and they were like, excuse me, I can't afford it. Tickets are high. And I'm like, Missy Elliott tickets, okay, how much is high, right? And so in the chat, I mean, not in the chat, but in the comments, she was saying that the Missy Elliott ticket was high. And I was like, what is considered high? And I think she said like the floor seats is $1,000. And I'm thinking to myself, like, this is a whole nother live. I feel like I probably need to end this one and do another one. But I need y'all to know that, like, when you know how to create offers, you can go and create cash. Like, income is not always has to be a result of what you currently offer. Does that make sense? Does that make sense what I'm saying? Like, I don't ever want to have a lifetime thing that I want to do, and the only reason I can't do it is because I can't afford it. What does that even mean? Right? When I can't afford something, the first thing that comes to mind is, what can I sell? Like, what can I create and sell? I'll pull out my calculator in a minute. Let's say I needed $40,000. Okay, I'm just using a random number. Let's say that I need $40,000. I'm like, man, I need $40,000 today. The first thing I'll start doing is thinking to myself, like, what have people been asking me to do that I hadn't done? Or what can I do to create an elevated experience from something that I already have? Because sometimes you all kind of work within your own circle of whatever you currently sell, that you totally forget that you have an imagination. That, like, you can imagine and create something, right? So let's say I needed $40,000 a day, right? And I'm like, man, if I need $40,000, what can I sell? First thing out the gate, I'm going straight high ticket. I'm not going low ticket because I need it fast. If I needed $40,000, what is something that I can offer that's high ticket, where I could get a cash grab, essentially, right? So I start drumming up some numbers. So the lowest I'm gonna go is 2,500. So let's take 40,000 and divide it by 2,500. So $40,000 divided by 2,500. I only need 16 people. Okay, for 40,000, I only need 16 people. I said, okay, so that's 2,500. Then I might say, well, what if I created a $5,000 offer? How many people would I need? Okay, let's do it again. $40,000 divided by $5,000. That's 8 people. I only need 8 people. Okay, cool. That's 5,000. What if I could get 7,500? Okay, what's that? 40,000 divided by 7,500. Okay, I only need, like, you can't have half a person, so I'll get 6 people at 7,500. And then obviously, if I sell in a $10,000 offer, I only need 4 people. You see how I'm thinking about this? So I already have these numbers. Then I'm thinking to myself, okay, what? I already know I don't want to work hard, so whatever this is going to be a group offer. Does it make sense? Is this making sense what I'm saying? Everybody. I'm showing you how I think. Okay? So I was like, okay, I need 40 grand. I don't want to do one-on-one, so it's going to be most likely a group thing. What is something that people have been asking me about? Okay, let me look at my portfolio of assets. What do I know how to do? Well, starters, I know how to help people develop offers. I know how to help people develop marketing campaigns. I know how to help people publish. What else do I know how to do? I know how to ideate and strategize. Okay, what else can I offer? All right, let's think about publishing. So I've had several people ask me, how do I, like, outline my planner and all of that stuff, right? And I'm like, what if I was able to create a workshop teaching people just how to do a planner, right? Like, I literally, like, work with a small group of people and plan out their planner, right? I don't teach anything like that. I got Publishing Like a Pro teach you the publishing process, but we don't go straight into deep outlining and all of that stuff, right? So we give you an outline, but we don't like sit there and ideate with you in real time, right? So I was like, what if I take a group of people who've been begging and asking me, who is my vendor? How did you make a planner? Blah, 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 blah. And I put them people in the room. Okay, cool. Based on that, what is that worth? Man, if I can help somebody I've made multiple six figures from my planners. So I'm like, okay, well, I mean, if I made multiple six figures from my planner, then the value is already justified. Does that make sense, everybody? Just put yes in the chat. So then I'm going to say, you know what? How hard do I want to work? Do I want to try to find 16 people to give me $2,500? Probably not. Okay, well, in $2,500, that seemed too low for the value I'm giving. Like, why would I exchange multiple six figures of value for $2,500? Not going to do that one. So I would X that one out. Okay, cool. What else? Well, I know for a fact I don't want this to be a long, drawn-out program. So it's probably going to be over the course of a weekend. Okay, great. I know this is going to be a 2-day thing. So now I'm kind of edging between 8, 6, and 4, right? So 8 people at $5,000, 6 people at $7,500, or 4 people at $10,000, right? So I'm like, okay, bet. Well, based on that, like, what is this worth? Like, I'm really leaning towards the 10,000, right? So I'm like, okay, and the next thing I want to ask myself is what would be the most impactful thing that this person can walk away outside of just having to outline the printer and all of that stuff? Like, what else would give them like this edge, right? Because this is a group thing, what if they want to talk to me and ask me some questions privately? So, okay, I could probably throw in some one-on-ones. I'm probably going to X out the 5,000 because I just added the one-on-one component. Does that make sense, everybody? Just put yes in the chat, right? Like, my time is extremely valuable, so not 5,000. So, okay, great. Now we're between 6 people at 7,500 and 4 people at 10,000. Then I have to ask myself, well, now that I've added a one-on-one call component that they may get as a bonus, now I have to ask myself, do I want to do 6 one-on-one calls or do I want to do 4 one-on-one calls? I don't want to go too high. I don't want to go too low. But let me find 6 people to give me $7,500. Okay, great. I know it's going to be a 2-day workshop. They get a bonus one-on-one call to talk about their planner. What else can I do? I'm going to help them outline it. What else can I do? Could I do it here in Atlanta? Or could I do it virtual? Or what if I added on another call for when they get their sample to give them a critique? So once they get to the sampling place where they get their sample in the mail and they get in their sample and I can unbox with them in real time and give feedback, like a sample critique. Ooh, that would be dope. So I'll add that in, a sample critique. What else could I give them? I'm already giving them a 2-day workshop on how to create a planner, how to ideate on the planner, how to outline the planner. I'm already gonna give them a bonus one-on-one strategy call, and then I'm gonna give them a sample audit. So basically, when they get their sample in the mail, I'm gonna audit it with them so they'll know, like, okay, do they need to change the binding? Do they need to rearrange some sections? Stuff like that, right? Okay, so that's worth $7,500. So I have my offer. Boom. I got 6 people. You say, I think I want this offer. I got 6 people. I got to find 6 people to give me $7,500, pay in full. No payment plan. If we do a payment plan, they have to get approved through one of our financing partners. How many of you all are like, okay, I got this? Put a 3 in the chat if you hear what I'm saying. How many, for some of you all, if you think that this is worth $7,500 and you would sign up for this, put a 10 in the chat. Okay? Put a 10 in the chat if you heard this offer and you like, man, I would totally sign up for that. It's a 2-day workshop. I'm going to show you how to create your own IP and frameworks and help you outline your planner. I'm going to give you a one-on-one strategy call, And when you get to the sampling phase of your planner, I'm going to link up with you in real time and we're going to critique and give feedback. So when you go back for your second sample, we are close as possible to done. Right? There you go, y'all. That's how you create an uncloned offer. I know y'all like, what just happened? Like, I know y'all like, what the hell? What? So if I needed $40,000 today, this is literally what I would do. And then, okay, now that I know the offer, I know how many people I need. I know I'm going to charge him. It's going to be paying full. It's going to be $7,500. I only need 6 people. Then I have to ask myself, which lunch style is going to get me to this? Which lunch style is going to get me to this? Then I'm going to pull out my handy dandy lunch planner. Okay, I'm going to pull out my handy dandy lunch planner. And then I'm going to go to the lunch style section. And I'm going to look at these lunch styles. And I'm going to say, which one of these lunch styles will get me there? I could do one-on-one calls, but I don't want to lead with a one-on-one call. I really need to get a lot of people to hear about this offer. Okay, great. So that's out, at least as a lead-in. I don't want to lead with one-on-one calls because I'm time-bound. I don't have time to be having all these calls. Sometimes it may or not be necessary. So I'm not going to do the one-on-one calls. What else? Could I do a group call? Possibly, right? That's like we getting close. But I really need them to know. I need to set the offer up. I need to talk about how I created my planner. I need to tell them the woes and what I went through and how I had to go through 4 or 5 rounds of editing and sampling until I got the right planner. I need to talk about how I had to change my binding and spend a little bit more money because the binding that the companies want to give you is going to fall apart after a few months. Okay, I need to talk about how we came up with the box design and this, that, and the third. I need to set it up. I can't do that in a one-on-one call. We're going to do a webinar. We're going to do a webinar. Okay, I'm going to look at my calendar. All right, we've already decided that we're going to do a webinar. I'm going to look at my calendar. I'm going to say, all right, today is Thursday the 11th. I need about 4 to 5 days to promote this, to run a couple of ads. You know what? I'm going to do it next Thursday. I'm going to start running my ads on Saturday or Sunday, and I'm going to run my ads to a webinar. I'm going to do the webinar. I'm going to present my offer, and then boom, we're going to see how many takers we get. And if I'm not getting as many sales as I want, I'm going to follow up with people, and I'm going to do some one-on-one calls. Hey, you were at the webinar. You know, if you were interested and you had some questions and you didn't want to ask publicly, click here to book a call with me. Are y'all getting this? This is why I love launching. If I needed $40,000, I would go through this process that I just went through. I would create my offer. Once I have my offer, I would start me a little marketing campaign doing a webinar launch style. I would promote for 3 to 4 days. I would bring people together. I would present my offer. And if people weren't signing up like I needed them to, I would email those people and get on the call with them and see what's going on and seeing how I can convert them. So when you all say $1,000 is a lot of money and I don't know how I'm going to get it and I don't know how to afford it, what that's essentially saying to me is you're waiting on opportunity to come to you instead of creating it. Okay? You're waiting on opportunity to come to you instead of creating it. That's what I hear. You can never not afford anything. You can afford whatever your mind can conjure up. You can also make money on whatever you believe. So, does you have another option now that you aren't accepting new people for the launch program? If you send us a text to I really wasn't on here to sell, but if you're truly interested, the launch circle is currently at the time of this recording is $247 a month. I'm thinking about going up to $497 just so I can get rid of the tire kickers. But anyway, if you're truly interested, you can send a text message to 404-965-4113. Your first payment will be $267. That's because we have to ship you the planner in the mail. Please do not text this number if you're not serious. We'll send you a backlink to sign up and we can get you enrolled into the launch circle. Okay. Are your launch styles in your uncloned book? No. We only teach it in great detail inside the launch circle. Okay? If you're interested in joining, you can send a text message to 404-965-4113. Okay? Also, if you are in the launch circle, we're about to start doing deep dives on multiple sections on what we teach. We already got the launch styles in there. We already got the full launch course in there, but we're finna start doing deep dives. We recently just did a workshop on how to turn your Instagram into a live automation marketing machine. It's a little bit advanced. However, if you were able to implement it, it's going to be a fire strategy, right? You basically using mini chat and some of the things that we taught during that training. So that's a fire training as well. But anyway, do y'all have any questions? So I want y'all to stop saying, I don't have any money. I can't afford it. The number is, yes, let me pin it. That's the number. Because the automated live was cold. Yes, right? So if you all have any questions, let me know in the chat. But let me just say this. Stop saying y'all know how to make no money, y'all. Let me ask you this. If you have something to sell, put a 1 in the chat. Okay? If you have something to sell, put a 1 in the chat. The second thing I would ask, how are you selling this thing every single day? How are you, what's the marketing event that you use to sell this product on demand, product or service? So stop saying you ain't got no money. Ain't no way in the hell I will allow an opportunity to be missed because I couldn't afford it. Y'all, no. Not when we got Instagram Live. Not when we got Facebook Live. Not when we got YouTube Live. Not when we got TikTok Live. Not when we can go live on Twitter and LinkedIn. You can literally go live on any social media platform. Okay? And y'all talking about, I ain't got no money. Why? You ain't making no offers. You ain't selling. If I needed some money today, baby, look. Y'all got me worked up. Let me show you something. Let me show you something. Let me show y'all something. This is why you all need to study marketing. Even if I think you still need 1,000 people, but if you don't have the what you need on TikTok, don't go live on TikTok. You can literally have 0 followers on Instagram and go live here, right? Send out take a post telling people, hey y'all, my name is Sally Sue. I'm the CEO of blah, blah, blah. On this day and time, I'm going to be going live to talk about XYZ. Run that junk for like $25, $50 a day or $50 for the course of a week or so, and tell people you're going live and have them come over there and do that. So let me just say this, y'all. I really want especially Black people. I want us to stop making excuses for not being able to take advantage of opportunities. Period. People got money. They just waiting on you to show up. Okay? Quit thinking everybody broke. Everybody ain't broke. Everybody ain't broke. Okay? So let me show you a post I made. Well, I can't show you, but I'm going to read it to you. So I created a direct response ad. Okay? And this is what I said. I said, I'm looking to certify 25 uncloned marketing pros in 2024. What is an uncloned marketing pro? An uncloned marketing pro is a marketing consultant and facilitator certified in using our proprietary process, frameworks, and tools to support clients in creating uncloned offers and uncloned marketing campaigns. Our tools are designed to support clients in becoming the obvious choice in the marketplace. We support entrepreneurs, CEOs, and small businesses and corporations in creating uncloned brands. We are excited to announce that applications are now open for the UnCloned Marketing Pro certification. Will it be you? Request access to the information webinar by sending a text to 404-965-4113. Now, people saw this ad, they was liking it and all of that. We didn't send this to no opt-in page, nothing. We just told people straight up, if you interested, send us a text message. We got like 30 or 40 text messages from that ad. See, a lot of the times y'all see us doing stuff and you liking it, being all like, oh, that's Audria, double tap. Don't ever think that my engagement is a reflection of my pockets. Let me say that again. When y'all see me running ads, or if you see me make a post about an offer and you be like, oh, she didn't get that many likes, she didn't get that many comments, don't ever confuse engagement with my pockets, boo. Because I can have a post that looks like on social media, it is trash, it ain't doing well. But 9 times out of 10, I got DMs, I got phone calls, I got people going to our websites, people sending us emails. Don't ever confuse social media engagement with pockets. Okay? Real talk. Because sometimes y'all be counting people's pockets based on the engagement on social media. Some of these folk got a lot of likes and comments and hee-hee-haws and all of that, and they pockets is light as a feather. So, don't ever confuse social media engagement with how these pockets doing. I just want to let you know that. Because sometimes y'all get caught up in the wrong metrics. And I'm telling you, if you're not on this social media platform to extract super fans, people who love you, people who are truly interested in what it is that you have, stop playing on these platforms. And with high ticket offers, just a few people will put you on bank. Absolutely. And that's another good fact. Sometimes, y'all, if you can get, let's go $500 for a minute, right? And let me say this. This live getting gooder and gooder and gooder by the second. Let me say this. Do not allow your relationship with money to affect you getting paid. Let me say that again. Okay? Do not allow your relationship with money to affect you getting paid. Let's say you don't have $500. Okay? And so, because you don't have $500, you assume everybody ain't got $500. I ain't got $500. Clearly, everybody else ain't got $500. Don't do that. Do not do that. When you start counting other people's pockets and what they can do and what they can afford and what they can't afford, I promise you, you will not nail it every single time. You will not nail it. I swear to God, every single time you think somebody can't afford your thing, you are wrong. You are wrong. And some of you all will go on social media and make a whole dissertation around broke people, broke clients, broke people. Girl, all I do is attract broke people. You probably attracting broke people because you giving broke energy. You probably attracting broke people because you ain't got no website. You giving broke vibes. So quit thinking that people ain't out here with some bread. Because I've seen people tell me to my face, I ain't got the money, and next thing you know, they in somebody else's program that's thrice the price of mine. I just need to get better at selling my shit. The end. Nothing personal. And sometimes people just don't want to work with you. The end. That ain't personal. So anyway, I just want y'all to know, don't be bringing your money story into your situation when you out here to get paid. Y'all be on social media playing, liking and kiki and commenting under the drama. Ooh, look at what you call. Look what she got going on. Ooh, her booty fake. Her hairline fake. Ha 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 ha. Girl, look at this. Hoo hoo hoo. Ha ha ha. How much money did you extract from these platforms today? That's what we need to be talking about. Or did y'all download the 31-day sales tracker? Type 31 in the chat if you want it. Are you tracking your sales every single day? What y'all need to be doing is refreshing your bank account and your Stripe account and your PayPal account like you refresh these news feeds on social media. Whew. Just saying. Because y'all be on the wrong things. Okay? Y'all be on the wrong things. Ain't no way in the hell I would be on this social media platform all single day unless I'm extracting cash. What are we doing? What are we doing? So anyway, I think that's it for me. I think that is it for me. Do we have any questions? Okay. Do we have any questions? Okay. I'm just saying. We got to get our priorities, y'all. While you on social media looking at who got the biggest booty and the longest hairline, I'm over here looking at old advertising like, oh, I'm about to hit them with this tomorrow. Then I'm going to hit them with this caption. Oh, I'm finna learn how to be a better copywriter. Ooh, wee. Ooh, wee. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I'm doing my time. Okay? I ain't judging you, but I'm kind of judging you. So, am I on Discord? No, I'm not. So, anyway, I am going to conclude with this live stream because I've been here a long time. And I appreciate you all for showing up today. And until next time, y'all, let's go live an uncloned life and build an uncloned brand. Bye, y'all.